Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of BadCatz Sportscast. It is the hottest sports podcast around. Full show. And today is Tuesday, the week before the NFL playoffs.
What's the date? I haven't been here in a while.
I don't know. You've reached.
Is it January, man?
James Hilario is a force of energy unlike any other. And we wanted to go into today's shit show. Right, we wanted to go into that.
No comment. I was just trying to make sure everybody was on the same page. That's all.
I hear you. You're doing a great job of it. But we're here today getting ready for the week before the NFL playoffs start. It was an amazing final week. I was very skeptical of going to week 17 games, but just like the baseball wild card, keeping more cities in the mix, more teams with playoff capability or playoff chances. It certainly brought out just an unbelievable, 5 or 6 games. From the first game, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, that was a national game, all the way to the Chargers and the Raiders, which is one of the best games you'll ever see.
That San Diego coach, how does he still have a job?
He looks like get
him on the esports. He can coach in esports.
What was Robbins? I know Bruce Wayne was Batman. What was Robin's name? Do you know?
What do you mean? Oh, his real name?
Yeah,
it was Robin. I don't know what his last name was, but it was Robin.
Was it really?
Yeah, I believe so.
And Nick, what's going on, my dude?
Not too much.
How you making out?
Good. Feeling better.
You don't know who what Robin's name was?
I was actually just going to say the same thing as Jimmy. His real name was definitely Robin. I don't know what his last name was.
Yeah. But, the boy won the analytical, interesting how these, how some of these decisions are made.
Dick Grayson? Dick Grayson.
That's what Jeff just showed me as well.
Yeah. The hell?
I'm just straight thinking of the.
Well, I know.
No.
Yeah.
What's
the other one?
What's his character's name?
Gordon Levitt.
Yeah, but it was Dick Grayson.
So he was Dick Grayson to Batman's Bruce Wayne.
And I guess his
fictional.
Yeah, he was like, I want to be a Robin. Said no one ever.
Yeah, that's what.
I don't understand
the
that.
boy named Sue, right? I guess. So what's going on?
He did wear some interesting tights.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk, I see. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm not happy about the Texas Tech loss, but I'm feeling good. I love playing the Cyclones. It's one of the teams I hate the most. I'm ready.
Iowa State.
Yep.
You ever been to Iowa State?
I haven't been anywhere.
Who's been to Iowa? Who's been to Iowa State?
I have Ames.
On my bucket list is to get an Allen Fieldhouse. It's on my list of things.
I can make that happen for you. I can make that happen for you.
I would absolutely love it. It'd be a dream come true.
There was a guy, Matt Doherty, who coached at Bishop Feehan, who was an assistant coach at Kansas for a long. He was a great player at Bishop Feehan. And me and my brother were getting recruited, he had moved on. He's now the head coach of St. Bonaventure.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and they've had a couple of real good years there.
Sure.
But he's a local guy, and he spent some time in Kansas.
We've had a few local kids the last few years. Wayne Selden,
B.A.
Thorpe.
BABC.
Yeah.
That's my brother's AAU team. And there was another kid, beside Wayne Selden.
Nadir Thorpe?
No, who was the other... who was the god that played there that ended up making the NBA? It took him a couple of years, but he made it and he stuck for a little while. He was also from
Mass?
From BABC, yeah. Real tough kid. Selden was more of a power forward, right?
Yeah, he was a winger.
Yeah.
3-4, flex kind of guy.
Yeah, maybe that is him. But and then of course Georgie Yang. Is a BABC guy, played on the same team with Selden.
I mean, who doesn't know Georgie Yang?
Georgie Yang.
I have no idea.
Georgie Yang had played for the Utah for a while, and now is contributing at a high level on an NBA team. I can't think of it, but Midwest is a very interesting place. If you go from college town to college town, you'll have a blast. But there's not much in between.
I've been to coasts. Really? I've been south, I've been west, I've been east, obviously, but in the middle, I haven't traveled much to the middle.
Anybody ever driven cross country?
I have not.
No.
You made it to Ohio, right?
I've driven to Ohio, Chicago, Philadelphia.
Chicago's halfway. You're halfway there in Chicago.
Was a couple-day drive. We stopped in Cleveland halfway, then drove back to Chicago. Yeah. Good time, good trip.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Once I get to the desert, I'm stopping. I'm like, nah, I'm going back. No thanks.
And my father, me and my father and my brother. It's a true story. Drove all the way cross country. Well, from Denver. Right, I've driven cross country in the past, but from Denver, he was so ready to like when the NBA season ended. It's a grind for a rookie, and he bought a Range Rover off of Popeye Jones. They were very close. I gave my brother a great deal, but it didn't have. My brother didn't stay to register. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna register it in Mass." Right, so he had these paper dealer plates, literally. And we drove all
what could go wrong?
The way.
What could go
and
wrong?
My brother's like, listen, we're going to be all right. I'm like, how the fuck are we going to be all right? And he reached into his wallet and he pulled out his NBA Union card. And he's going to be like, I'll explain to him the situation that I just bought this car, that I'm with my brother and my father, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I mean, if you have a little bit of a negotiating chip, you might be able to explain it away. But my father, with all his slickness, like we came out of one of the Circle K's. Now, if you haven't been around the country, Circle K, and they have these massive gas stations on the highway in the Midwest where it's like 25 miles to the next gas station, but these gas stations are like the biggest things you've ever seen. It's like a convenience store gas station.
Yeah, it's got everything for everybody comes to town for one of them.
Yeah. So we're in there, and we come out and we see my father like casually like leaning on the back of the car, and we're like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And then I see like two police cars circling a Circle K, and he's like covering the license plate. Pretty slick. So make a long story short, we got home, it worked, and the car ended up being a lemon in the long run. Those Range Rovers had a very short life.
Now there's a lemon laws in Massachusetts. Is that was that in Colorado?
I don't think there's any lemon laws in the NBA. That's for sure. But so it's interesting. I mean, one thing that you realize when you do go cross country,
that was like a yada yada story right there.
I
feel like we missed a lot of that story. A lot more stories could be told from that.
That trip?
Yeah, that was a yada yada. We ended up home.
Yeah, we ended up home.
Well, I want to know what the yada yada is.
We got derailed in Chicago for a couple of nights. Like it's a big story, but I'll protect the names of the guilty. In this, and we all were. But we had friends of mine, ironically, that we stayed with strategically
throughout the
way home. But yeah, it was a great trip, and it's good to see because you realize how diverse the country is, how much of land availability there is. I mean, if you go into Nebraska and Iowa, I mean, you're looking for.
My mom lived in Nebraska for 5 years.
Shit!
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Hours and hours of cornfields, of farms, of it's and then like a big billboard.
See, give me that before the desert, though. I'm not driving through the desert. I'm just not. That's not happening. I'll drive through the cornfields. Not a big deal. I'm not driving through a desert.
Desert's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
the desert.
I see it from a plane.
Often, like the colors in the desert.
Does anything good happen in deserts?
Yeah, peyote and numerous other.
You're bringing that there.
Hallucinations. No, you can get
you bring it to the Joshua Tree, right? That's how that works.
Exactly. But let me ask you a question. Does anybody know this? Why does it get cold, freezing cold in the desert at night? Because
sand doesn't retain heat well, I think.
Is that what it is?
I don't fucking know. I just throwing that out there.
Can we look that up, Nick?
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with my gut, and that's what it tells me. I got a good one. I'm gonna go with retaining heat.
Last night, big college football game. I
had Georgia, by the way.
I'm sure you did.
I did nod off at halftime, though. Yeah. And when I went to bed, Georgia's quarterback was looking very scary.
But
very
I'll tell you what, that kid's got a lot of balls, and he's an amazing story.
Is he a senior? Yeah, I saw it.
I mean, they tried to. He was a walk-on. They tried to cut him. They tried to get rid of him. He started in 4th place in competition for the job this year.
Well, just to tease something, whenever you play that team after you get waxed by them, you always hold that taste. So I don't know who the Patriots are playing this Saturday, but something like that might happen this weekend.
I hope so. But Alabama and Georgia finally one of Saban's assistants caught up to him. Alabama had replaced 86% of its offense from last year. Once Menchie and the other wide receiver.
Well, the other guy went down, and that was ugly.
It was trouble for them.
Williams, right?
But yeah, so but let's be right. I mean, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
And Alabama's got guys after guys like that 84 kid looked pretty good.
But that war, like
oh yeah,
when you have third level wide receivers, well, they're not third level because they're all Americans in high school, but third string wide receivers.
Yeah, but to step into that situation, it's
not, they're not ready for it too. Olympics in China coming February 2nd.
Who gives a shit? We're not talking about that, are we? Yeah. We're really going to do that?
We're talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about.
Get out of here.
That's why it's my podcast. Someday you'll realize
what are we talking about? Like, what exactly specifically do you want to talk about the Olympics?
Right, well, I mean,
we can talk about whether or not they should go and shit like that.
No, I don't even have any.
What do you want to do? The freestyle 400 skiing?
Hilarious. Somebody shoot this guy with a tranquilizer gun because I have it very. It's called the lead up. I have a very thing. I don't have one note about the Olympics.
We talk about hockey.
I'm just reminding people.
Actually, not even playing.
That they start on February 2nd. And one thing about the Olympics, okay.
Corrupt.
It gives us that would be
just like FIFA.
That'd be FIFA.
Oh, they're both. They FIFA and the Spider-Man meme when they're both pointing at each other. That's FIFA in the IOC.
Right.
That's what it is.
All right, I'm going to tase them under the table.
I might like that actually.
Yeah, I know you will. The Olympics. One thing about them is you can count on there will be a compelling human interest story that comes out of it. You know what I mean? The greatest sporting event of my lifetime that will never be. That's
probably the greatest sporting event of all time.
Well, the Olympics when they get to Russia, without question. Greatest underdog story, bigger than Buster Douglas, bigger than Boise State, bigger than bigger than Valvano, Cinderella, the U.S. I mean, don't forget. I mean, they played. NHL All-Stars and were beaten by 8-9 goals a game.
Oh, they played Team Canada. They played. They played everybody. They wiped everybody out.
But every once in a while, it'll give you a story. Politics and sports.
That I can agree with, by the way. Every once in a while, they will give you a story.
Yeah, well,
everybody can agree with that. But the Olympics has lost its luster for me. A ton.
Sure. What hasn't lost its luster for you, other than Bill Belichick, the New England Patriots, Sporting, and the Portuguese national team? Notre Dame, really?
I love Notre Dame. Yeah,
really?
I want to get out.
I think that coach is going to make out.
I started out pretty good, and it all fell apart. Yeah. I don't know. I was kind of like, let's go get Urban Meyer for half a second, and then,
Urban Meyer wants that job.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, I follow Notre Dame. I'm not diehard Notre Dame, but that's like my college football team.
Sure. Well, college football's done. New national champion, Georgia. We'll see how long they can hold on to the title. But they did it. I was happy for them. They hadn't won in 40 years. Great tradition, great program. If Saban's going to lose, that's the guy he probably wanted to lose to. And I think it'll probably be good for Saban's career. Maybe give him a kick in the ass a little bit and say, okay, listen, if I'm going to finish this, that might be the motivation. You know what I mean?
Fun fact?
Yeah.
Nick Saban's won, 8 national championships? Yeah. So over the last, 15 odd years. And the same time, Patriots, I think, won 4 Super Bowls, whatever it was. Saban and the Patriots have never won in the same year. And they've both been in the Super Bowl a couple times. Wow. And I think when Clemson beat Alabama, the Patriots won. And then when Alabama beat Clemson, Patriots lost to the Eagles.
Belichick and Saban, I think, is
Oh, yeah. Yep. That was a good documentary on HBO. I don't know if you watched that one.
No, I didn't.
That was a real good one.
2 Bills?
Yeah, no, it wasn't 2 Bills. That was Bill Parcells. One guy's name's Nick.
That's right.
It's your name.
Yeah. Why did I think that?
I don't know.
What was the name of that one?
I don't know either. It was good.
It's going to be interesting. NFL, we're going to dive into that in a little bit. The Patriots struggle the last game of the season in Miami. Turnovers, but now all is well. And if you're a Patriots fan, and I got this in my notes, you got to be playing with house money here. I don't think even the most optimistic Patriots fan would have expected the season that they were given by them. Now, has it ended the way they wanted it to? No, there's probably another loss or two. The Patriots like to give back and maybe have some home field or whatever, but when you look at the rebuilding process in year 2, I think that they're on schedule.
I mean, 10-7. So you look at it. Well, they could have beat Tampa and they could have beat Dallas.
What was the total? Was 8-8?
No, I had it at 9.5.
9.5.
But it's a local guy, so maybe that's But when you think about it, right, 10-7, you think, oh, the Dallas game, oh, the Tampa Bay game, and then which way the games went. It probably, like it always kind of does, is like even out the record 10-7 is probably where they belong.
I think they're a little better than that.
Yeah, I mean, at times they have been, right? Like, I mean, we had him in the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. I mean, not me, the guy that had COVID before me did. I didn't have him on that.
I think people that are writing the Patriots off and disappointed in Mac Jones and disappointed with the offense, I think that's silly. I mean, I think that they're listening.
Well, teams are going to game plan. Teams are going to figure him out, watch tape on a guy. Now he's got to make the adjustments too. Sure. I think teams have made the adjustments on them a bit. And now Belichick's going to make his adjustments, and the players got to make his reads.
I think this. I think that they have to inject the young man with some confidence in the play calling early in the game.
I agree.
Try to let him go deep.
Because he's been good at the end of games lately, right? Yeah. Like he's been okay. He's been better. He falls behind and then picks him up at the end.
He is going. His ability to read defenses. He's going to be their quarterback for a long, long time. Okay, so let him go. I did not like what they did to him in Buffalo because I think.
Maybe knock him back a peg a little bit.
I think they could have taken a shot or two, but it's going to be interesting what I'm saying. And I guess the weather is going to be a factor in Buffalo, right?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
No, but Buffalo. It's 8:30. It's Buffalo.
My man,
it better have a factor.
Can we get the temperature? But I think this is like minus like around 10 degrees.
I'm seeing 9.5.
You got 9.5 for it.
Yeah.
All right. So we got it. So that's going to be. Is going to be wind? Wind going to be a factor at all, or?
I think if you go on the ESPN app and click on the game, at the bottom of the page, they have like the game time weather, the AccuWeather, whatever the hell it's called. But I mean, it's December in Buffalo. I mean, January in Buffalo. Fuck it, like it's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. You might get a dab of snow.
For the day is 10 degrees. Never mind at nighttime.
I mean, that favors us. That favors the Patriots. What's the line? 3? I think Buffalo favors by 3.
No, I mean, I hear you, but
I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 4.5.
Yeah,
I have the lines because we're gonna be doing some predictions.
I thought I saw 4.5.
Buffalo right now, according to Las Vegas Insider, is favored by 4 points over
4. All right, so you get 3 points for the home field.
Sure.
You know.
I think the pressure is on
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Did you see what Allen was saying outside the locker room after the Buffalo beat him? I think Girardi had it. He was outside yelling in the Patriots locker room, not to anyone specific, but yelling loudly so that people could hear it. I don't know who the fuck you thought I was. I don't know who the fuck you thought I was. Like talking all kinds of shit, man. Like, I don't like that if I'm a Buffalo fan. It's just some of these things always kind of come around. Like when the Patriots beat the Jets, on Monday night, they blew the doors off them in 2010, and then the Jets came back here in the divisional round and then smoked our asses. Sometimes you think you got a team's number, you think you got them beat, and then all of a sudden the switch flips and everything turns around. I got a decent feeling about this game Saturday, but what else would you expect from it?
Yeah, of course. It's a conference matchup. I think there's going to be a lot of emotion, like Jimmy just talked about, a lot of hostility. Anytime you play a team in a sport as physical as football 3 times in a matter of a couple of weeks.
You played in a ton of big games in your life, right?
Yeah.
Would you rather be the team that smoked you the last time or the team that got smoked?
You want a team that wins. You want to be the team that wins. I think there's a psychological advantage. I think one of the biggest things for Georgia being a national champion is getting over that psychological hump of beating somebody that always beats them.
But like, so they played them, left a sour taste in their mouth, like a month ago?
Yeah.
And so they kind of were hungry a little bit hungrier for this one, right?
Sure.
So I think,
but
I want to be hungrier.
We have to remember though, this was the year that Buffalo was going to win the Super Bowl.
Sure.
This was the year that they were going to separate themselves from everybody else.
100%. Yep.
I mean, I think
they do that?
I think Buffalo had the best odds to win the Super Bowl because they were coming from the AFC this year at one time, in the preseason, all right when the season started. So.
Buffalo has not looked good to me this year for me.
No, I don't think it's been the season that they expected. I think Buffalo was talented, but I think something's missing with them.
Oh yeah,
I think this year was supposed to be better. It was supposed to be. They laid a couple of eggs. They lost some.
They lost a lot of eggs.
They lost a lot.
Even the Atlanta game a couple of weeks ago. If Matt Ryan, first of all, gets that taunting penalty, right?
Yeah.
And then they found out he was down to 1, so then it backed him up. That would have made that game, a 6-point game or a 7-point game? And Atlanta, who knows what happens? And don't tell me no way Buffalo was going to let Atlanta win after what we saw Buffalo do at Jacksonville. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, Buffalo has not played good. They've taken a step back, without a doubt. No run
What was their
game.
record last year?
Overall, 13-3, I think.
Yeah, that's what
I believe so. I don't quote me on it, but I believe
Nick, what
they
do you
had a
think?
2-seed bye.
What do you think about the Bills Mafia and what they got going up in there in upstate New York? I mean, you think they're a contender?
I don't know. I
You
don't
know?
think so. I don't think you got to be a tough team to win the Super Bowl. I don't think they have much of a defense, and I think their run game.
No run game. And in a game in Buffalo, right, this Saturday, you're going to need a run game. You're going to need a run game at some point.
Wind, it's 5 degrees. You got to move the ball somehow, and if it's not going to be Josh Allen, they have no one to give the ball to.
Josh Allen's going to do a lot of running Saturday
That
night.
kid does. I was just about to say that, man. That kid can run, though. I mean, I saw him do it against.
Oh, the kid's got talent coming out his ass. He's great talent.
Look where he went to college. He's a country boy. He ain't afraid to get hit.
No, he wasn't going again.
Grew up on a farm. Okay, he's a big 6'5", big guy who can run.
Those guys are usually stupid, though, right?
I don't know. We'll
I don't know. I'm just saying.
He does seem like the
Big dumb hick, right? No, but big dumb hick. I'm saying big dumb hick. That's a thing. Don't tell me it's not a thing. I don't know. I'm just saying between the years, he's not on there.
Yeah, he seems capable of making a mistake.
He's got some Favre-ish in him. He's not full Favre.
That's a great
but he can go Favre. He can go Favre.
I think that's a great comparison.
He gets loose. Especially when he's trying, like the run game's not going well or this isn't going well. He tries to do a lot.
I think that's a good comparison.
And you know what's funny? The last couple of weeks, he's been excellent. That Patriots game in New England, he was flipping the ball. He was doing all kinds of things. You're like, this motherfucker. And it worked. He played a great game, and the guy was awesome. But when you start to do those things, like Mahomes this year at the beginning of the year especially, when you do those things and they work, you think they're going to work all the time. And then in one moment, especially in a big one, which I would call Saturday, all you need is one stupid time where you flip a ball, and it's been working for him, so there's odds are it's going to happen. You flip a ball the wrong way, something happens, this, that, and the other thing. You try and squeeze one in. It worked the last couple of weeks. You think it's going to work now because you're on fire, and then boom, everything falls apart.
What is going to happen in this game? This game's going to be, I believe these two teams are the highest scoring defenses in the NFL, okay? And I think because of Allen's propensities to try to force things and because of Mac Jones being a rookie, I think there's going to be one of them is going to make a critical mistake and throw a pick six.
Sure.
And it could be the difference in a game with some cold
The
weather.
Patriots' 10 wins, I think they were plus 26 in turnovers, and then their 7 losses, the turnovers were drastic the other way. So it was something along those lines. I know in their 10 wins, they turned the ball over a lot, and then obviously in their losses, which is the NFL. But with a rookie quarterback, obviously you have to be wary of that stuff.
So
I don't think he's going to do a lot of throwing Saturday night either.
There's some great stories in a playoff this year, from the Pittsburgh story to the Las Vegas Raiders story.
I got to give you credit on that one, Mike, too.
Yeah.
See, as much as you think I like to give you a hard time, and I do.
Yeah.
You had Pittsburgh.
I just
brother.
wish you would stop interrupting me so I can kind of.
I'm giving you some love here. You had the Steelers, baby. Sorry. It's been a while for me. I'm off.
I hear you.
I'm excited.
Pittsburgh and the Raiders. Different storylines. The Raiders, lots of adversity. John Gruden, the mess. The teammates dying. The motor vehicle homicide with the driver. Lots of they get a special teams coach that takes over the team. Everybody's saying they're going to be done, and they fight and they grind and they come out. They beat a few teams they shouldn't be, and they're there now. Now they got the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's Big Ben's last ride. Somehow, some way, they don't have their best 3 wide receivers. They're hurting on offense. But somehow, some way, Big Ben has them there. So there's some interesting stories, and there are also some compelling stories in the NFC as well, too. Arizona hasn't been there in a while. We're going to see how Kyler Murray is able to handle the moment.
They got Dallas again? They got Dallas, right?
I got it right here.
Dallas?
Yes. No, Dallas is playing San Fran.
Oh, that's right.
And
that's right.
Rams
that's right.
in a
Rams in
rematch
Arizona.
with
All right, okay. Well, a lot of division, some division matches. Right?
That'll be an interesting. And then, of course, you got Cincinnati, who hasn't been there in a while. You got the Patriots, who not many people expected to be there. You got Buffalo, who has their fan base excited maybe to get to another Super Bowl so they can lose again. You know what I mean? You got Tennessee as the number 1 seed. I don't think anybody's expecting that, and I don't expect them to hang around long.
Oh, I do.
You know?
I do.
Really?
I always said if they're healthy with Vrabel as the coach, I'd like that team. Now, I'm not putting them in the Super Bowl, but it's not a team you want to see in the playoffs. They're not stupid. They don't beat themselves. They can run the football.
Sure.
If they go behind, you're in a little bit of trouble, but they're healthy now.
But what is their ceiling? Because
they can get to. I think
this is what happens in the playoffs, right? You're going to run into a Tom Brady. You're going to run into a Pat Mahomes.
You need a guy in a moment, right?
You're going to run for down Rodgers, who's going to say, you have to raise your ceiling to beat me.
Okay.
I don't know if the Tennessee Titans can get their ceiling up to that level. I
Agreed.
don't know if they can beat a Pat Mahomes and a Tom Brady in 2 games.
So you name a team that's best player was a running back and won a Super Bowl, right? It never happens,
Well,
right?
I'm going to tell you a team that has a high ceiling but underachieves and a high talent level, and that's the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, sure.
Where you can't count on them.
No, because the coach is rockhead.
But if they play their best, they can play with anybody.
If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I am firing McCarthy at the end of the year,
yeah,
and I am hiring Flores and going, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Because he will get them disciplined. He will get them going.
Yeah.
That's a move I make in a minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about the Flores thing. I mean, I was busting your balls really about a racist thing, but this is something, right? You know, in this race-baiting culture, right, everybody's chasing a boogeyman, right? Everybody wants to find that hillbilly cop who's got his trigger around his finger, shooting a young kid with the hoodie walking in the neighborhood he probably doesn't live in, right? You know, and then the other, you know, crowd saying, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's going both ways, you know, we want to be, you know, cancer culture, all this nonsense. But if this is an issue, if I was a African-American activist, if I was on the Black Coaches Association, if I was an executive in corporate America, if I was anybody who did business with the NFL as far as being a commercial sponsor, being a vendor, or whatever I mean, I think this is something to really, really, really look at and say, you know, you implement this Rooney Rule. And I know a little bit about the Roonies. I used to hang out with his granddaughter. She went with me at Boston College and lived the floor above me. They're very good, righteous people. You talk to anybody about the Roonies, they're amazing. I met the grandfather. I met the brothers. I met them all. These people are salt of the earth, and they are what an amazing power family in American sports history. Okay, you know they create this rule. You know, now they're struggling. They're struggling to find, you know, to get African Americans hired. You got Eric Bieniemy, right, who does an amazing job as offensive coordinator in Kansas City. You go right down the line, right? Byron Leftwich, who's done a decent job in Tampa. You know, you get a guy that is clearly changing the culture around in Miami, right?
Oh, my God.
Clearly changing the culture. Is 1 game over 500 for 3 years there, okay? In the AFC East, who wins 8 out of his last 9 games. And then you fire him. Why would you fire somebody who's trending up like that? I just don't understand.
There's got to be something,
sure, and
right? There's got to be. I want to wait for the story.
About Deshaun Watson, but still, though, I mean, don't you like? At
first, it was like Dolphins wanted Harbaugh. Give me a break. Give me a break with that guy. Yeah. Give me Flores over Harbaugh all day, every day. I'm not firing Flores to get Jim Harbaugh because he finally had one. What were they saying about Harbaugh at the end of last year? He's had one good year at Michigan now. Now he's like the best coach of all time. No, I'm not buying that one either.
Yeah, and I don't think Harbaugh and his khakis and tucked into his balls.
No, give me Flores. Give me him.
Now, Flores has a unique story. I believe he's from the South Bronx. Am I correct about that?
He looks like a dude that doesn't fucking play.
No. He's from,
and that's what I want in my coach.
He is from a god-awful neighborhood and just has an amazing life story of getting to where he's got. Brooklyn? Whereabouts in Brooklyn? Yeah. He's got an interesting life story, and what? Brownsville. Well, there you go. You know what Brownsville is?
Nope.
Arguably the worst place in this country. Let me tell you some people from Brownsville. Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe.
I've heard of him. Is Riddick Bowe and Mike Tyson from the same spot? I didn't know that.
Mike Tyson used to take Riddick Bowe's lunch when he was like a couple years older.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Brownsville is a god-awful a place that nobody, you know, should have, you know, should you know, live there. It's one of the few places in New York that is still not gentrified. It's one of the places that still like lacks critical resources. You know, it's one of the most dangerous places to live. You know, as well. So here's the guy. He comes up from that. Now he goes to Boston College, I believe. Correct? Where does he go from there?
Did he play? Like in the league?
I believe he played there, but I know that, he caught the eye of Bill Belichick, and, when he
Slap that Wikipedia. It's got to be on there somewhere.
was he
It did say Boston College on there.
Boston College, and then does he play in the NFL?
I think I'd say it probably on there.
He graduated, and then 08, he's a Pat.
Yeah. So I think that they identified him as somebody that they wanted to put into their thing as they should, and I just don't. I don't understand it.
Head scratcher for sure.
It could be the battle over Watson and Tua. But what coach is going to say he wants another quarterback in the middle of a season? Isn't that like committing suicide for the coach? You're going to block the guys that are in the locker room with you today.
Who would you rather have, Flores as your coach or Tua as your quarterback? I'm going Flores as the coach.
Well, I'm just trying to make, like you said, I'm trying to make sense of how this all, of how this all came out. But what you said, I believe had was very interesting. There could have been a critical decision about who's going to be the quarterback in the future. Maybe Flores doesn't want to deal with the mess that's going to come to Watson. He thinks he's got his team in this incubator.
I think that's what it is.
You're locked in, and he's like, listen, I'm not going there. But when you think for an African American coach, like his lifestyle, Miami's a brown town. Miami's a town where people of money look like him, act like him, have a struggle like he has. That's a place. Does this guy want to go to Denver? Does he want to go to different types of jobs? I'm not sure.
I think he's going right back to. He might be going back to the Giants now that they just fired Joe Judge.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the Giants, because yesterday the Giants were getting rid of him. Today he's fired.
Yeah, Wellington Mara and that family, they would see this injustice and look to rectify it. I don't think he's going to be waiting, but here's another thing now. Do you run into the first job that's offered to you?
I think he could probably handpick at this point, right? Flores can probably handpick. He's the number one candidate for me.
But there's only so many jobs available. How many jobs we got? Minnesota,
Chicago's a good one.
Chicago,
you got a young quarterback, and if we're doing 32 teams and we're going down coaches,
Chicago would be a town that. If I'm a young, dynamic African American coach, hold on for a second. If I'm a young dynamic, I want to go to New York. I want to go to Chicago. I want to go to Atlanta. I want to go to Houston. I want to go to LA. I want to be that guy. Okay, that's the. Do you really want to go to Minnesota? Do you really want to go to? Denver.
Depends on what's around. What am I walking into? Who's the quarterback, right? That's the first one you want to ask. What the situation is.
I'm just talking about with this guy. I'll talk about left go. I'm sure he's got a young family.
32 teams. I'm not taking a lot of coaches over Flores. 32 teams, 32 coaches. Flores is probably in my top 10. He's probably in my top 10.
You would think.
Jacksonville's a good one.
Nick, where you at with Flores? Where you coming from with this?
I think he's a pretty good coach. I'd probably put him in the top 10, but I think most of the league is incompetent and terrible. So
he's a guy who has it figured out.
I agree.
Right?
I think it's ridiculous.
They didn't beat themselves. They came into Foxborough, right? I was at the game that knocked us out of the bye the last week of the season with Fitzmagic, took us out, and we lost the bye because of that. Flores had us. Yeah, he had his peg.
And they beat the Patriots twice
this year. Did you see that crazy stat, by the way?
What?
Dolphins versus teams with quarterbacks that have O's in their name. 0-9. 0-8, I'm sorry. Teams with no O in quarterback, 9-0.
Yeah. Sure.
Figure that one out.
Guys got a lot of time on their hands to come up with something.
I think the owner saw the schedule next year and was like, we don't play a lot of O's. We got to get them out. Get them out.
It's going to be interesting. Here's another guy, Mike Tomlin, right? Who, when I saw that he has never had a losing record in 19 seasons.
Here comes the Pittsburgh love.
Am I correct about that?
Yeah, he didn't.
That's just an amazing thing. So when you get a guy like Flores, right, who's this young and just rebuilt the mess, I'm looking at this guy to be the next Mike Tomlin or the next Belichick or the next guy who's going to stay in a place for a long time, do it his way, okay? Put his imprint on the franchise, put his imprint on the fan base, and be like this guy that you want as the face of your franchise.
It's not often you see like the Twitter universe all agree on one particular thing.
Oh yeah, in this country today.
And when they fired him yesterday, I mean everybody was scratching their heads. Every single person, not one person was like, "Oh my God, thank goodness." I don't follow the Miami Dolphins. I don't know if any players are revolted during his time, but everybody from New England has stepped up and said, "Oh my God, that's crazy!" Like Flores, such a great guy. This, that, and the other thing. I don't get this one.
But follow the trend. He went 8 out of his last 9 games. He could have packed it up. His team could have quit on him.
Exactly.
His team could have been. His team could have been thinking about South Beach and not playing their ass off for him down the stretch. It's just it's an interesting dynamic that's happening. And now let me ask everybody a question here, okay? And I want everybody to answer this because this may be a little crazy, but when you join the NFL ownership group, right? It's a very exclusive, place to be. They didn't let Donald Trump in. They didn't let Mark Cuban in. It's a very difficult ownership group to penetrate, certainly, okay? Now, with this Rudy rule, which supposedly binds teams to interview so many African-American candidates and higher and upper management, all of that, right? Should the Dolphins be accountable to the NFL to show cause or give a reason why he was removed?
I think that'll come out at some point. I don't ever want to demand that a league does that, because there's two sides to every story always, this, that, and the other thing, court of public opinion. I don't want a league to force a team or anyone like just cause like that, right? Because then where does it end?
But they do already with the Rudy rule.
All right.
They've opened that.
But should the Patriots have to show just cause why they didn't play Malcolm Butler in the Super? It's a slippery slope of things.
We're not talking about players.
But I think once you allow one thing to happen, it kind of
coaches make decisions on players. Owners and administrators can be held to a whole different level of accountability.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is the trickle down effect of what happens. Is that where we go with this afterwards? It kind of opens up a Pandora's box for me.
Sure.
And I think the story has to come out.
But it's happened before.
I can't remember a guy.
Donald Sterling was removed from the NBA.
Well, yeah, because they had a ton of that going on.
Bob Shaw had been removed from Major League Baseball.
Even Gruden.
There is Gruden, yeah. Gruden got.
But those were instances where like the egregious things like, bam, here it is. Here's a smoking gun. We don't know this yet. We don't know what's going on down there yet. So I want to reserve right.
So what is wrong with like an elite NFL board? Maybe hold on. Maybe the Rules Commission. Maybe the competitive committee or whatever it is. The committee that has Mike Tomlin on it, Belichick on it. I forget what it's called. It's the Andy Reid. It's the elite.
Yeah, Belichick's not on it.
What?
Belichick. You're talking about like
Belichick's on the competition committee.
The competition committee.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, why was it okay? What is the reasoning?
Here's what I don't want.
What?
I don't trust the NFL doing anything.
Okay.
Okay, especially being from New England.
Yeah.
Okay, because we already know that they paint a certain picture, and there's no other questions about it. The NFL gets the dirt on everyone else. They never give up their own dirt.
Yeah.
I don't want the NFL fucking giving dirt on anybody. I want the NFL's dirt. That's the dirt I want because they're the ones who hide everything. I don't want them in charge of anybody. Because all it takes is one freaking guy with an axe to grind, and look what they did to the Patriots.
Let me ask you a question, Nick. A question. They spent tens of $millions on Deflategate.
Ridiculous.
Hold on, Jimmy. They spent tens of $millions on Deflategate. It lasted 9 months, right? And we're talking about balls and barometric pressure and theories that were disproven by 8th grade science projects, okay? Okay. Now, you spend that time, that financial commitment, and that time to look into something as silly as that. Now you have a young, dynamic builder, successful coach in Miami, and all of a sudden, all right, and his team wins 8 out of his last 9 games. Okay, they beat the Patriots in the last game at home. Their fans are energized. They're into the game. Okay, and he wakes up the next day and he's gone.
I'll tell you exactly.
I would rather have 9 months figuring out why this than chasing some Deflategate bullshit.
I'll tell you exactly why that won't happen. That's an easy one. Okay? Number one, $10 million, and look how they handled that situation. They fucking bungled it. So now you want them to do something even more serious and expect them not to bungle it. It's not going to happen. They're going to make a mess of it.
No,
but the main thing why I don't want them doing it is because do you think they're going to have Flores is back in this investigation, or do you think who is Heisinger still the owner in the Miami? Who's the owner of the Dolphins? I know J Lo and Mark Anthony all have, and the Williams sisters have pieces of the team, but I don't know who the.
Wayne Heisinger's daughter married a forever guy, you know.
Oh really?
Yeah, Jay Alexander.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
did not know that.
Yeah,
but I mean, I like it. Good for him, by the way.
Yeah.
But like, they're going to have the owners back.
Yeah.
And but they will, Mike, because that's what they do. They have each other. That league it's an old boys league. They have each other's backs.
Okay.
If you don't go against the NFL, they bury you. That's just what they do. They did it to Gruden. They did it to the Patriots. They did it to Peyton. They did it to the Dolphins with the situation with the offensive lineman there back in the day. I don't trust them.
In this culture, if people turn their focus and say, hey, listen to me, man, like, we hear you, okay? You own the team. You can make the decisions. Well, do you got something out there that
We just got some quotes from the owner of the Dolphins, who's Stephen Ross, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's Heisinger anymore.
Yeah, I'm aging myself there. I don't think he's been there for a while.
Direct quote we got. I don't think that they were really working well as an organization that it would take to really win consistently at the NFL level.
Okay, so you're over 500 the last 2 years. That's consistently, you moron. Shut up.
You won 8 games
Yeah.
out of 9. You know what I mean? You beat the Dolphins. I mean, you beat the Pats twice.
10-6 and 9-8 is winning consistently in the NFL.
with the suspect quarterback.
Yeah. And you had Fitzpatrick and Tua.
That he didn't draft.
Yeah. But the guy who drafted Tua over Herbert, he's got a job.
Yeah.
Why's that guy got a job?
How about this?
He drafted that guy over Justin Herbert. Now imagine Justin Herbert with Flores and a Dolphins team now, and that guy gets to fire Flores. Why?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Now I don't know who that guy's name is. I don't know if he's white, black, orange, yellow. Okay, but that guy's a fool, obviously.
Is there has anybody asked why, like anybody of any significance, has Chris Berman, has Bob Costas, has 60 Minutes, has any type of an investigative journalist, I don't know who they are. Right?
There's no such thing anymore. Yeah, there's no such thing anymore as investigative journalists.
I mean, has anybody just said, hey, listen, let's get an answer for this here?
No. And they all have the back of the NFL because ESPN's going to do that, and then NFL's going to be like, dude, what are you doing? We air your games. Like, you can't do that to us. Remember Bill Polian during the I believe it was the Bounty Gate tapes.
Yeah.
And they came on ESPN and they said, hey, could something like this happen? Could the commissioner have known about this? And then, the NFL is a very tight-knit organization. There's no way that the commissioner didn't know about this. They dot every I, they cross every T.
This security is amazing.
30 minutes later, they have Polian on. They ask him the exact same question, and he says, the NFL's a big office. A lot of stuff can get missed, You know what happened there. I don't trust people to cover stories anymore, especially when they're in bed together. It can't happen anymore. Investigative journalism is dead.
But here's the deal, though. Here's the deal.
Unless your name's Turtle Boy.
Here's the deal. You fucked up a great fucking run right there with putting Turtle Boy in.
Oh, he finds all the ratchets, dude. You gotta love him. Gotta love him. No stone left unturned.
Here's the deal. But something of this consequence, something as important as this, I think could shake that old boy network up. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you pay... I don't trust them. I guess if you pay $1 billion to get a franchise, you can do whatever you want to do.
Pretty much, yeah.
So get rid of the Rooney Rule, get rid of all the bullshit, and let them keep hiring ex-coaches' kids.
I don't think anybody's saying let go of the Rooney Rule, but did you see Mayo is going to interview for Denver too?
Hold on. Well, let go of the Rooney Rule if you're not...
I get what you're saying. Yeah. So basically, they're full of shit. Yeah.
The Rooney Rule hasn't made the impact they expected it to yet, so get rid of it.
So the NFL's full of shit. Yes.
So
check. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, 7 questions.
Too big to fail.
About the NFL. Pick the question you want first, Nick.
1.
Which underdog will make the most noise?
You want me to go first or last
Well,
on this one?
I mean, God.
What do you think I'm going to say?
What?
You already know what's happening this
The
weekend.
Patriots?
Yes, it's happening. Book it. I feel great about this game. Now, if I didn't have COVID before, and I will blame this on COVID afterwards because my brain's fried, but the Patriots are going to win Saturday night. Book it. Book it.
And if they don't, you'll jump in the Taunton River?
I wouldn't jump into Taunton River in fucking July.
All right.
We can think of something. We can think of something.
All right. Nick, what do you think?
I mean, I like the Pats on Saturday night too.
I'll wear a Buffalo jersey.
I like the Pats too.
I have access to a Buffalo jersey. I'll wear a Buffalo jersey on the next podcast. I'll do something like that.
no,
You want me to jump into Taunton River?
Yeah, cold plunge.
Go a different team. I guess
Brother, the ball,
Saturday.
the testicles are small enough already.
Now, let me tell you something. There's nothing like jumping into cold. Anybody here ever
I'm a
been in
big,
cold plunge?
I'm a big,
Yeah, I
my
guess
wife
you
did
know
it
it's
actually on New
healthy.
Year's.
It's wicked healthy for
Yeah.
you.
I like cold, like the cold tubs.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that.
Yeah. God?
I would probably go with Arizona just because I don't believe in Matt Stafford at all. They're hosting. I think Arizona can go in there and knock them off without a problem. I don't think that Rams team's any good.
San Francisco 49ers.
I like Pittsburgh.
Of course you do.
For some reason.
You love Pittsburgh and you love LeBron.
I love this story. I love the story of Big Ben.
Okay, can I give you the credit now?
Yeah.
Because you were on the Pittsburgh thing, and I was like, dude, stop it. No way. You're crazy. They're done. Toast. Hey,
Thank you, brother. Question number 2, first round upset.
you pegging me off?
No.
That's a Seinfeld thing.
No, first round upset. Who do you have getting beat? Which favorite's going home first?
Dallas.
I think that's entirely possible. I think the Cowboys suck.
I like the 49ers. I've been saying that for a while, too. That team, they play well defensively.
See a couple of
Jimmy G can turn it on. If there's you're going to tell me, what's the line on that one?
I got it right here. Which one?
Dallas 49ers.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 3.
Debo Samuel looks like he was created in some type of Iron Man.
Dude, give me the 49ers.
I think, bro.
Johnny's right. I have jumped in. I didn't jump in that river, John. I fell into it by accident.
fell in.
I did fall in.
I did fall.
Oh, you never heard that story?
Yeah, no.
That's an all-time. That is an all-time
That's
story.
terrible. I mean, you know me. Walking to your car and people piss.
Jimmy,
I couldn't even.
I'll jump in with you.
Hey, you know what? Let's make it fucking happen.
Let me finish. And we'll have a little fundraising component to it, and we'll try to raise $1,000 for the Freetown Food Pantry, which is affiliated with us, who services food pantries in Fall River, New Bedford, and all the surrounding areas. Without the Freetown Food Pantry, a lot of these places would never have enough food.
I'm in.
So
Let's fucking do it.
Wow.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's go. I'm not doing it, but I'll watch you guys do it. I'll record it.
Somebody's gonna be down there recording that.
Oh, that story. I could tell that story, by the way. That's not an X-rated story.
No.
That's not an X-rated story.
Don't tell.
The Pedro Don Zimmer game, when he threw him down. Obviously, I was in my youth, 22 years old.
Yeah.
We went to Boston, watched that game at a Bertucci's, the worst place to watch a game on a tiny little television because everywhere else was mobbed.
Yeah.
But we had to be in Boston for the game.
Sure.
Clemens, Pedro, come on now. Who didn't want to be up there for that? So we spent a very long time drinking that day.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday, I remember.
Yeah.
Well, we spent a very long time drinking that day. Oh, what time did they open? It's got to be 10, 11. Yeah. We tried to get in there then, and we couldn't get in anywhere. We ultimately settled on a Bertucci's right outside of Fenway at the time. Okay. Needless to say, we were plastered. Okay. Now, we didn't leave directly after the game. We stuck around for a little bit longer. Yeah. Obviously, very angry about the result of that game because the Red Sox lost. So now we're leaving, and I have to use the bathroom. Yeah. Okay, and looking around, and everywhere's mobbed, and there's crowds of people just walking in both directions. And so I say to myself, I'm going to walk down this little overpass here, and I'm going to urinate.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so now my friend Eddie at the time, me and him, he also had to urinate. Yeah. So he was at the bottom of this overpass. Yeah. So I am now making a decision, intoxicated, mind you now, and I look across. There's grass, a very big hill going down, grass flat, and then grass going up on the other side of the hill. Sure. So Eddie's peeing in the corner. I'm not going to, slash the swords, so they say in Ghostbusters, cross the streams, I'm not going to do that with him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down this hill because it was one of those hills where you had to do a quick little jog. You couldn't just walk down it. And I'm going to run to the other side. Yeah. Okay. So now I start my little And next thing you know, I find myself submerged in water. My hat is floating down a little river. I'm going like this, and green is turning into blue. And it is October. It's freezing, and I'm going, what the fuck is happening? What's going on? The light was shining from the street light onto this river, but it was moss.
Yeah.
It was green moss that was covering this river, and it was like perfect. And it went right into the grass to that side, so much so that Eddie tells the story really good because he goes, holy shit, that looks like grass.
I never do it to 30 beers you drank either.
In my defense, no. And then so everybody comes to the overpass and goes, someone jumped in the river. And now they're all looking at the top of the thing. My cousin Johnny's like, oh shit, that's my cousin Jimmy, blah, blah, blah. They're laughing. I'm like, doggy paddling. Like,
are you nervous about anything?
I sobered up real quick. I'll tell you that right now, because it was freezing. I wasn't nervous about anything. I had a cell phone, but this is like 2002 technology. I'm talking Nokia, you know? So now I get to the end and I'm like, what the hell? I stunk like a bastard. I could not, everybody's just pointing and laughing at me. What the fuck happened to you? I couldn't even look at anybody I was with, about 7 people. My buddy Bernsey from Scotland was there. They could not stop laughing. I couldn't look at them in the eye. They wouldn't even let me go in the car. I smelled so bad. I had to sleep in Boston at a friend's house. You know what's crazy too? I ended up with I had free tickets to the Patriots Giants, Kerry Collins Giants the next day. Couldn't go to the game because I was a disaster. Ended up with shingles like a week later. Absolute disaster. Now working at St. Vincent's Home, and we're doing the duck tour, and the duck tour goes into the Boston Charles River and all that. And he goes, you don't want to jump in this water because God knows what you're going to come out with. And I'm like, I'll tell you exactly what you come out with. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what you come out with. You come out with shingles. It's not fun. Okay, so the Taunton River, if I come out with shingles, then we're going to need that $1,000 to pay my medical bill.
That exact spot, like you'll see people every Red Sox game right in that spot.
Dude, it's
the game.
I'm telling you,
religiously.
You got to go up and see the moss that's on there. It was ridiculous. A thick, like a 1-inch layer of moss. It could have happened to anybody.
15% water.
It could have happened to anybody. You're right, John. That phone probably does work.
Will Aaron Rodgers get to another Super Bowl, and how important is it for his career that he does?
Very important that he does.
Yeah.
Now, like a couple of weeks ago, you're looking, and the NFC was probably like the class, right?
Sure,
like there's so many, the Rams, the Bucks, the Cowboys. Oh my God, it's loaded. Arizona.
Yeah.
Which one of those teams now?
Don't say something you can't take back now.
Which one of those teams now scares you? The Tampa Bay does not scare you now.
Oh my God!
Stop
man.
that,
You
dude. They're
just
banged
sound
up.
foolish.
They're banged up. I love Brady, but they're banged up.
Foolish.
But honestly,
Does Aaron Rodgers scare you? I can tell you right
it's
now,
not
he
what
doesn't scare
I'm
me.
saying team, the team,
Tom Brady
the team.
fucking- I'd be
Of
scared of
course,
that
we're
guy.
talking teams right now. Okay?
I understand that.
Put down your love for like 3 seconds, okay,
At the
and
end
think
of the day,
about it.
We got an offensive line that's going to give us time. Leonard Fournette's coming back. We got Ron.
He's coming back. You don't know what he's coming back looking like, by the way. You're assuming he's coming back as he's Tony Dorsett. He's not Tony Dorsett. He's Leonard Fournette. He's not Tony Dorsett.
Hold on there. But
He sounded great before he went down.
But just the fact.
No AB, no Godwin, too.
I hear you. But Brady has done more than any other athlete, turning chicken shit into chicken soup.
Sure.
We know that. We know that from his 22 years of kicking everybody.
That's usually done with time, though.
Okay. But so Tom Brady does not scare you as an opponent.
Who said that?
I
did not say that. Stop that nonsense. See, that's what you want to hear, but that's not what I said. Why would I say that? Why would I say Tom Brady? I love Tom Brady more than you do, so stop with that. Just because you followed him down to Tampa, doesn't mean you love him more than I do. Stop this. It's not an anti-Tom Brady thing. Don't even be ridiculous like that. Don't do that.
You just said who scares you.
Okay, but
as a team,
Jimmy,
as a
you
team,
should know more than anybody because of your love for Patriots and the football that Tom Brady can find a way to make it work with less.
Yes.
With less.
Now, when has he has taken guys less? He started a season with Brown as his Troy Brown as his number one. He hasn't lost big guys at the end of a year, right? And then plugged other guys in and been like, oh my God, seamlessly we've managed to do this.
Jimmy, he went 97 yards. Okay.
Against the New York
let me
Jets.
finish. And the guy that caught the ball was a track star. Didn't even play football at LSU.
Yep.
Okay. He made David Patton $45 million.
Started the season with him.
Agreed.
Agreed. Again, started the season with him.
Okay. So, whatever. So, in order for Tom Brady to have success,
just saying, it's
guy,
any quarterback. It's any quarterback. Jesus
Christ.
I love how you guys twist this. I love how you guys twist this. My God.
I mean,
I love how you guys twist this. I just say, oh my God, listen to me for 5 seconds, please. Let me have the floor for 5 seconds. 6 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. See, I'm trying to make it rain here. Now you're making me laugh. 6 weeks ago, okay, Tampa Bay was fully loaded. The Dallas Cowboys were a decent team, but they weren't even as good as they maybe are now. Arizona was very good. The Rams were dead and buried, okay? But Tampa Bay was a lot better 6 weeks ago than they are right now. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, then. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
The landscape in the NFC has changed, has it not? That's what I'm saying. Is Tampa as good as they were 6 weeks ago?
No, but I still think it goes through Tampa Bay.
Is Arizona as good as they were 6 weeks ago?
But who's going to beat Tampa?
Okay.
It
sounds like you guys are agreeing with me now.
I want to get back to one thing at a time. Tell me who's going to beat Tampa. Who you'd bet your last $500 that will beat Tampa. Tell me who.
I am not saying that. Don't back me into a corner now. Don't do that.
I'll back you into the corner. You tell me.
You're putting $500 right now on Tampa Bay to go to the Super Bowl. I get the field. You get Tampa.
Well, you're going to pay me off.
Let's do another. So we're jumping. We already got the Taunton River done. What's the next one? No. You are going to do something. If Tampa goes to the Super Bowl, I'll do something stupid. You guys got to do something stupid if Tampa doesn't. Because who's beating them? No, who's beating them? Who's beating Tampa?
That's fine.
Exactly.
Let's go.
All
I'm saying.
Don't make me root against Brady. To see what you guys do. It's unbelievable.
You're talking about injuries, which I totally understand.
All I'm saying is the landscape has changed.
I understand that.
It's amazing how confident. It's amazing how confident you talk about the Patriots and how unconfident you talk about Brady.
I'm not talking unconfidently about Brady. What I'm saying is their team is decimated on defense and offense.
On defense, we have everybody coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every single player is playing on Sunday.
And you are assuming.
Jason Pierre-Paul is playing.
You are assuming. Is he getting his fingers back? You're assuming that Jason Pierre-Paul is going to come back with a full hand.
Jason Pierre-Paul has never lost a playoff game in which he started.
Okay.
He's played in 8
playoff games.
So he's due. He has won 8 games.
So he's due.
He's won 8 games.
So he's due.
He's won 8.
So he's due.
Listen. All right. If you want to look at it like that.
Listen.
Who, the Eagles?
I'm telling you right now.
As the host of the show, I asked one simple question. Who's going to beat Tampa?
Anybody can beat anybody.
Okay.
Who's going to beat them?
Exactly. Anybody can beat anybody.
Tell about to me. But apparently, a lot of people have a hard time beating Tom Brady in the playoffs because the motherfucker's got 7 rings.
Obviously.
Okay.
And I don't care who you are. I don't care
I
don't care if you're the best player in the world or you're a mediocre player. When you're playing for Tom Brady, you are playing for something that's bigger than your fucking self.
Okay, I got the field.
You might never play a down of meaningful football again for the rest of your career, but you can be a part of Tom Brady's fucking legacy for one night. You help him win another ring, it's just another episode in the fucking ESPN special.
I don't think anybody goes to Tampa going, I want to be part of Tom Brady's legacy. I think they go.
You think you should want to.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen. They want to play with Tom Brady. They don't go there to suck his dick. They go there to win. Not to be a part of, I just want to be remembered as the guy who won with Tom Brady. No, they go there to win for themselves, for the team. They don't go there to ride his job.
Nick isn't saying they're going there to suck his dick. He said he's going there.
You just said he's going there to be a part of Tom Brady's legacy.
The greatest story in fucking sports, dude.
So if Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl, it's the greatest story in sports?
Tom Brady's the greatest story in
crazy.
Tom Brady just beats everybody. He's got more Super Bowls than organizations.
You don't need to explain. You do not need to explain Tom Brady to me.
60, dude.
You do not need
organizations with as many wins as Tom Brady does.
Explain Tom Brady to me. I need this kid to explain Tom Brady to me. It's unbelievable. What makes no sense? What makes no sense?
It's the best story of all time. Sports, fucking road.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The Trojan horse.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
The Trojan horse isn't Tom Brady.
You sound ridiculous.
It ain't.
Okay.
You sound ridiculous.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You're making me out to like this guy. First of all, you're explaining what Tom Brady's done. Like, give me a freaking break, okay?
It seems like you forgot.
What were you, 10 years old when Brady won his first one? Come on now. Come on now.
I'm gonna ask one more question, and I asked everybody last night. We had a great conversation about it. If Tom Brady gets to another Super Bowl, like,
are we shaving heads if he doesn't?
Hold on. Let me finish.
How about that?
You're cutting
well, you'll have to shave something else.
Hold on. Hold on, listen. If Tom Brady gets to another Super Bowl, does he surpass Michael Jordan?
He already has. He already has.
I think he already has.
He already has.
In my opinion.
I think a lot of people have him tied now, but does he clearly distance himself from everybody else?
I think the last one honestly did. I think winning in a different city with a new coach in a new thing, I think that's what
I agree.
On a national level, they'll have to.
The comeback argument is going to be, well, Jordan went 6-0 in finals and Brady lost, blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna play that game. I mean, I believe he already has, okay? But this is not just about my opinion. This is about people listening and everybody else's. If he gets to another Super Bowl this year, dealing with the injuries and the lack of weapons offensively that Jimmy's driving home, I think it will be one of his greatest, if not his greatest accomplishment. And I think he separates himself clearly from Ali, Jordan, now all the great ones.
Gets to or wins.
What?
Gets to or wins.
Gets to.
See, I think if he loses in the Super Bowl, people are going to use that against him like idiots, like they always do. Like it's better off losing. See, the argument, like you said, Jordan went 6-0 in the finals, right? Or Montana went 4-0. Well, okay, but he also lost in the first round, second round. How many times? Give me a break. One and done's, all that stuff.
But
you know what I mean? And in basketball, one guy makes all the difference. If you're better than everybody, then you're going to stomp on everybody in basketball.
Jordan needed Pippen and needed these guys. Didn't get to the conference finals until he was 8 years into
I know,
the
but
league.
1 of 56 is a lot different than 1 in 12, right? 1 in 56 versus 1 in 12.
What do you mean 1 in 56?
That's how many guys are on a football team, right? 56, 55,
Yeah, but I
53,
think
whatever.
the key component being a quarterback in a quarterback-centric league. I mean, listen.
Sure.
Listen, we haven't talked about an offensive lineman. We haven't talked about a running back. We haven't talked about any of them on this show yet.
But Jordan never leaves the field, right? I mean, Jordan never leves the court. He plays offense. He plays defense. Brady has to leave the field. He can only control kind of when the ball's in his hands, So I don't know. If let's change the argument up a little bit, okay? It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. You take out the ball from half court. There's 4 seconds left. You're down by 1.
Yeah.
Do you feel more confident in Jordan hitting that shot, or Super
Tom,
Bowl? You got the ball at the 25-yard line.
Tom Brady going to length of the field without question.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Without question.
I agree.
Without question.
I agree.
So it's going to be interesting because let's face it, Tom Brady isn't playing opponents anymore. He's playing fate, legacy, history. It's bigger than a game for him.
Yeah, I don't think he sees it that way, though.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because that's how
why
he
he's
stays
good.
focused.
Yeah, and that's some corny shit, too.
Well, let's face it. The worldwide leader in sports
I think they've come around on Brady, actually.
is doing a 10-part series on this guy.
But have you felt that?
I haven't watched it.
No, but ESPN in general, how they've covered Brady since he left New England, I feel like they've kind of flipped it a little bit, without a doubt, right? I feel that way anyway.
Just like Stephen A. Smith, right? Just like Stephen A. Smith and Kellerman, eventually you lose credibility as a journalist.
Exactly.
If you keep making that drum. Like Stephen A. Smith's sisters cornered him in a room on a holiday. Do you ever hear how made him change his mind? And they said, boy, we need to talk to you.
About?
And I guess Stephen A. Smith has like 4 big sisters, right? And his sisters, he's like the youngest, and his sister's like he defers to his sisters. And I guess they cornered him in a room and somehow they're like, listen, boy, you need to stop.
On what?
Talking about Tom Brady, you're making a fool out of
right.
yourself, right?
Yeah,
Max Kellerman had to come out and say, listen, man.
That guy waited way too long, too. He looked like an idiot. Even when you say it, give me a break, buddy.
There comes the time when you can't deny it anymore. You know what I mean? Where you're going to be that fool. You're going to be that joke.
Like that. Who's the guy from ESPN? He worked for ESPN, ended up getting fired. I think he's on FS1 now.
I know the guy that was...
No, not Skip. Skip's a Brady guy.
Rob Parker.
Rob Parker.
Yeah.
My God.
He's
to this day.
That's why he's on
even
Fox
when
Sports
Brady,
West.
exactly. Even so Brady wins with Tampa Bay, and you're still gonna come back and he did this and he did that. No, man. He took over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay sucks. Stop making it seem like it was good.
Racist shit against RG3.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was for. Yeah, he called him
He covered
Uncle
my
Tom.
brother in high school. He worked for Fox Sports West, and he was the Fresno State correspondent. I've known that guy for a long time. He's a very, very different kind of strange dude.
Well, he died on the Brady Hill. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
He died on the
a lot of
Brady
them
Hill.
did.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, right? So we talked about that. Okay, next question. Which Cowboys team will show up?
To get back to Aaron Rodgers thing real quick, he better fucking win a Super Bowl this year.
That's what I'm saying.
You better.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if you don't, and you win the MVP again or whatever it is, like, you better fucking win. You got home field. The other teams have taken a step back. Whether you like to admit it or not, the other teams in the NFC all of them have taken a step back. All of them. All of them. Okay? He better fucking win this year. Because he's a fucking, if he doesn't even get to the Super Bowl this year, if he loses in the first or second round, a second or third round, whatever you want to call it.
We're going right back to Lambeau.
I'm telling you, if you, so now if I guess it all depends on
reason. I want
reason.
to shut up every fucking Aaron Rodgers fan about how Tom Brady might be the greatest winner because he understands the game best, but he can't.
Oh no, he's had better weapons and better defenses.
He can't run fast and throw simultaneously. I don't give a fuck about the throws that Aaron Rodgers can make. Okay, Brady makes him his bitch. It's that simple. We just did it. We're gonna do it again. I want to go to Lambeau. I don't want to go anywhere else.
Really?
I want to go.
But even if he loses that game, it doesn't change anything. No. If Brady goes into Lambeau and loses 40-0, it doesn't fucking change anything. It doesn't. Yeah. Brady could lose that game 100-0. It wouldn't change anything. But I don't like Tom Brady. That's not what I'm saying, man. Not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the Bucs have taken a step back. Fact, not opinion. That is a fact. The Bucs have lost way too many guys on offense to be considered the best team in the NFC. They've taken a lot of guys back.
Where was Stevie Miller anyway?
What happened to that dude?
Scotty Miller just scored an awesome touchdown last week at the end of the game.
I know, but that guy was nails.
Yeah, he was nails. I think he's going to be. He was injured all year. He was out with 8 weeks with turf toe. He's only been coming back for 3 weeks. He's been on the field a little bit. I think he's going to be ready for the playoffs. I think we need him for the playoffs.
Tommy check down.
Yeah, see, that's right. See, and if you look at the yards per throw or yards thrown after the line of scrimmage, Patrick Mahomes leads the league, and Brady's like 7th, 8th. Yeah. You know, balls with air underneath it. Brady again beats him there. Yeah. Those stats, nobody even bothers to look at them. They just say check down. It's fucking unbelievable how stupid people are.
Now let's ask this another question: how important is it for Patrick Mahomes' career?
He's still young.
So
he's got time.
He doesn't have time because of that contract, Jimmy.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and then one injury away. I mean, you saw Kelsey was limping at the end of the Denver game. Yeah. Hill didn't even play that much.
I mean, the kid's been on. The kid's an unbelievable talent. Unbelievable.
Oh, there's no question.
I love watching him play. And I'm going to tell you something right now. What people don't talk about enough is his athleticism. And how tricky and how mobile and how quick his feet is.
And I think he's slowed down, like as far as like speed goes, but his feel, right? And so like Brady's not fast, you know, Brady's not this, but his feel for the pocket is just next level. And to me, that's his best attribute.
But Mahomes can take offline and get you 20 yards.
But Mahomes, how many big hits do you see Mahomes take? You don't see him take it. Yeah, because
he's tricky.
Yeah, he knows when to go down. He knows when to lean. He knows when to take. He knows when to get rid of it.
He takes you in a different direction. All great athletes take you in a different direction with your eyes.
Exactly. And you don't see him taking too many hits.
If Brady's going there, he's not going to be like Lamar Jackson, locked in there. Like
Brady,
like fucking frozen, like frozen tag. You played with a kid. You know, Brady's going to be like this.
That hit against Buffalo, though, he got smacked. I've never seen a QB get hit like that one.
Point guard, take your opponent away with your eyes and go the other way. Soccer players, same thing. They have this touch. He's great. But here's the deal, right? That nucleus, how long can he keep that nucleus together?
How long is Andy? Andy Reid's going to eat his way out of the league, too. He's going to eat his way out of his life, actually, because that dude's getting bigger and bigger every year. He looks like the freaking Kool-Aid. He looks like the Kool-Aid man. In that red jacket. Oh, yeah. Like, dude, that guy's getting big. How long can that guy keep coaching for?
But let me tell you something. It's amazing that he's coaching today after the pain he's been through with his 2 kids.
Can you imagine if Belichick's kid got arrested or killed a guy while drinking and driving? Can you imagine what the story would be?
Yeah.
Andy Reid's his kid's on the staff, and you don't hear a word about it. Not a word. The week before the Super Bowl, you don't hear a word about it.
Yeah, but well, it takes a little bit for the media to get a hold of it.
It wouldn't if it was Belichick. It would take off in a second.
Depends. Yeah, I mean, now he's lost 1 kid to addiction already, I believe. Correct?
Yeah.
And then he's going to lose his other kids. Get like 3 years. Right?
I don't know what he's doing, but I know he was intoxicated while driving and killed a guy.
Yeah. Can we look that up? Can we look up the sentence for him? Because I'll tell you what, man. That takes a strong man to get up and go to work. After that,
that might keep him in the league longer, right? Because what else is he going to do? I mean,
maybe
he'll be a dad.
Yeah,
take time out of
to see your kids. What kind of conference do we have in Tennessee as number 1 seed?
I love the Titans. Your best player can't be a running back. You know, like I love Vrabel. I love Derrick Henry. I fucking can't stand Ryan Tannehill. I think, ultimately, if that's the guy you need to make a drive, or if you're down by 14 and you got to have Tannehill time, like it's not going to happen for you. So you got to have every kind of break go your way. and it's big. They got the bye because maybe it's one less week that you need it. But when you're hanging around with Houston, you lost to Houston.
I don't think Tennessee makes everybody shiver.
No, but it's also they can also knock out like if Kansas City's playing Tennessee, I like Tennessee in that game. I think they punch them in the mouth. I think they have that ability to do that. Now, Tennessee, if you're going to tell me that Pittsburgh's going to go into Tennessee and win, and I'm not going to be shocked by that. Houston did it, right? Yeah. So if Tennessee can take out a big dog, right? Yeah. But can they run a table 3 in a row, big dogs? I don't think they can do. They can catch it by surprise.
I agree. I don't think that they can do it 3 times in a row.
Yeah. They're better as an underdog as a favorite.
I'm seeing 1 to 7 years.
What, that's the plea deal that they offered him?
Yeah. I'm seeing a sweet booty. Go back up. Look at that. Guy's got that's Deshaun Watson. That's one of the masseuses.
Was it really?
Probably varies with, behavior, stuff like that.
Brad Pitt's daughter, too. My God. She's 18, right? I mean, scratch that.
Okay.
Serious case, 1 to 7.
Dude, look at that. You see it? Can you see this? Brad Pitt's daughter. She looks like a young Angelina Jolie. That's what it says right there. Looks exactly like her mom. That's crazy. I mean, who didn't think that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's kid would be like fucking a phenom, right? Like, give me a break.
Yeah, the most beautiful person like ever.
Give me a... Yeah.
Who, Angelina Jolie?
Both of them, really. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Would you back Brad Pitt?
Fuck no, I'd bring Tom Brady. Well, I don't like him, though. Go ahead, tell me how many Super Bowls you've won. I forgot.
Okay, prediction time.
Shut up.
Prediction time. Eagles at Tampa.
Eagles. No.
Tampa 8.5.
Can you imagine?
Somebody, we got to write this down. Can you write this down for us? We're gonna have a little contest.
My power rankings from before I came from COVID.
Yeah.
No one's ever gonna see that list.
All right. You got something over there? All right.
Can we figure out though if Tom Brady doesn't get to the Super Bowl? What you guys? I'm jumping in a river for crying out loud. What are you guys gonna do if Tom Brady doesn't get to the Super Bowl? Shaving eyebrows? We're growing mustaches for a week only, like a month. You got to wear just a mustache.
I'll do that one.
Oh, what's the matter with skin?
I'll do that one.
Come on.
I'll look like a real man. I'll look like my dad.
You'll shave your beard?
Your dad's not a mustache guy.
He used to be.
He had one, but it never. Listen, my dad's the mustache guy.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Your dad had a mustache.
Had a mustache.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to find him in his Navy picture. It was impossible to do. But your dad with a mustache, it still didn't look right.
He looked like a Beatles wannabe.
It looked like a porn. Yeah, it looked like a porn thing. Not to put that image in your head, but to put that image in your head. But it just didn't fit.
I'll do a mustache.
Okay, we'll work that.
Mike,
Eagles,
Mike wants no part of this mustache.
I'll cover my way. Eagles 8.5.
Podcast dash.
All right, I'm taking Tampa. Obviously,
was it 8.5?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing it with spreads. Who wins?
With spreads.
All right.
Tampa. What do you like? 8.5.
I will take. I'll take Tampa.
Fucking guy. After that rant, you fucking wishy-washy. After the rant you just gave, you're like, I don't know who to take. Like, for real?
8.5. What do you got?
Jesus, Tampa. Come on. That's not a hard one. Fucking Philly stinks.
He beat Heineken by 4 points last year.
Philly stinks.
First game of his career, too.
There you go.
Oh, you get to do reason with Tom Brady, but I don't. Give me a break.
No, I mean,
that's a fucking cop-out. You get to use reason. You get to use reason, but when I use reason, it doesn't work.
San Fran wins the Cowboys.
San Fran.
Dallas -3.
San Fran wins.
San Fran wins.
I like the Niners as well.
All right.
I'm pissed that money line isn't higher. That's going to be, what, plus 135?
Yeah, 3 points won't get you more.
I'm going to try to
That's a
distance
tease.
myself from you guys. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Jimmy G craps out.
He could. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised that happens.
Cardinals and Rams. Cardinals.
Fucking hell. I feel like that season.
Rams are 4-point favorites. Who do you like? We got to get you in the thing. So who do you got?
Taking the Cardinals.
You taking the Cardinals?
Here's what I know. With the Cardinals and the Rams, how this has gone for me all year. If I take the Rams, the Cardinals are going to win. If I take the Cardinals, the Rams are going to win. Because I loved the Rams at the beginning of the season. I was like, nope, this is the best team in football, the most talent. Yeah. And then they shit the bed. They shit the bed. And I was like, okay, Arizona won with Colt McCoy. They're getting these guys back. Arizona's going to be good. They're a good team. They won without these guys. And then they shit the bed. And then the Rams come back after I say they're dead.
Is Hopkins coming back for them?
He said playoffs, yeah. But again, you've missed that much time. You don't just step back in.
He might be that freak out.
He might be. Yeah, he might be. But I feel like I should not pick this game, right? Because whoever's going to win.
Lose scenario?
It's going to be. So I'm going to go Rams and then the Cardinals. I have the Rams in the Super Bowl, so I'm going to go Cardinals. I bet Rams at the beginning of the year to win the Super Bowl, so I'm going to go Cardinals. Yeah, just
I'm going to go Cardinals as well.
Trick everybody.
I think the Rams stink.
I'm going to go Cardinals as well. I don't believe in Matt Stafford. I think that they think the book's out on him. If you pressure him, he's shook. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Oh, even that game last week, like throwing jump balls in overtime, down 3. You don't need a jump ball guy. You don't need a jump ball.
KC, this is an interesting one.
That's
12.5 points.
They just played and they waxed them. The magic is done for Pittsburgh. They rode the fairy tale all the way here.
12.5 is a lot of points.
What was the final score? And I know I made a big deal about like the team that just got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
But I just think Kansas City's that much better than Pittsburgh. What was the final score when they played a couple weeks ago?
I think it was like 30 points.
They waxed them, and it's because that Pittsburgh just doesn't have an.
Pittsburgh scored like 12 points.
Yeah, Pittsburgh does well in those grind games against the grind teams.
Yeah.
They don't do well against the talented teams like the Patriots in years past.
Pittsburgh does well when everybody's talking like this about them.
Oh, they'll get waxed.
Okay, I'll go Pittsburgh.
I'll take the Chiefs.
12.5.
Yeah,
Wow.
wax them again.
They go down 7-0. Like, forget it. Pittsburgh's got to score first, right?
All right, Patriots and Bills. Bills -4.
I mean, I'm jumping in the Taunton River if they lose, so I'll go on Pats.
I'm going to the Patriots.
I like the Pats too.
Pats too, universally Pats. And who do we have left here?
I'm so mad at myself for not saying put me in the fucking river before.
Cincinnati and Las Vegas. 6.5 points.
Oh, Vegas.
Is it that much? Ooh, that makes sense.
It's under a touchdown. They get waxed. Dude, the Raiders are done too.
I like the Raiders.
The Raiders, the Raiders played against that shit Chargers team with that shit coach. The guy thinks he's playing fucking Madden.
They're very talented, them Charger teams.
They are, but they got rocks between their heads. The Kansas City game on the Thursday night. Kansas City game on Thursday night. They go for it in their own end. They go for it 4th and 1. They don't get it. 4th and 2, don't get it. They go to overtime. If you had just kicked one field goal, you win the game. This game, 4th and 2 on their own 18-yard line in the second quarter.
Yes.
And they go for it and they don't get it, and then you end up in overtime and you lose by 3. Fuck are you doing? I'm for that. You know what? If it's one time and you do it, that's fine. This is a consistent pattern of this coach shooting himself in the foot and being a moron. If I'm a fan of the Chargers, man, I'm begging you to get rid of that guy. That guy's a chump.
I don't know how he still had a job after
Unbelievable. The freaking coach on the Raiders is like, we were going to kneel the ball.
Yeah.
And the punter was caught on the tape, I think, at the end of the game saying, no, we were going to knee it, actually. The coach called the timeout.
They should have been kneeing the
moron.
whole time. That's a huge missed opportunity. To have the entire country tune in to Sunday Night Football in a win or go to the playoffs, and they just fucking knee for 4 hours.
I would have loved it.
Would have been awesome.
But do you know that the NFL...
Would have been fucking anarchy.
It would have been awesome.
But because the NFL probably told them, like, dude, we got all kinds of dirt on you. You better play this game to win.
We were just
you
saying,
better,
we were literally
right?
saying at my house, we were like, if you just hike the ball and then the guy just literally just stands in,
It happens in
15 minutes,
soccer.
they have a powwow. The guys are just talking.
How often does it happen in soccer?
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
I remember Portugal. Well, I don't remember Portugal, Brazil because I was in a coma. But what I heard, right, is that both teams tied. They both went through. So they just ticky-tacky all the way around the field. 0-0, game ended. They take shots from Afghanistan thinking that they're going to go in, and the game ends in a tie. It happens in soccer all the time in the group stages. The last game of the group stage, if they need a tie and they both go through, it happens all the time in soccer.
Pittsburgh was celebrating like crazy in the locker room afterwards.
Exactly. They won this. That's exactly. And as they should. Listen, as they should, right? As they should. If I was a Pittsburgh fan, I'd be going bananas on Sunday. Now, enjoy that Sunday because next week you're fucking done.
Okay. Been hearing this for a couple weeks now.
And I gave you credit.
We're going to roll with the punches. You know what I mean?
gave you credit.
Okay.
Now it's done.
Every year, sports will take a team and a story or a player and take them on a wild ride.
And more importantly, they'll make people like us who make predictions and do this stuff for a living. Well, not for a living, but like people that do this stuff. They make people like us look stupid.
How long have we been at it for? What are we looking at for time?
About an hour and a half.
No, that's about that time. Jimmy, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
You got everything working. Nick, welcome back. We got our man right here.
Thank you.
Jumping Jack Jeff.
So how can you make us better? Grab that microphone right now.
Bring us into the...
Now you're in the Hurricanes
the
locker
22.
room. How are you going to make me better?
Make you better.
Make you better.
We're gonna try to do some different stuff on social media.
Okay, good.
Do some little snippets, maybe. I loved it with Nick. I don't know if you saw, but I actually pushed the button to get him on camera when he was going off.
That's good.
He didn't press
So you did that. You did that. Good for
I
you.
sneaked in there because he was going off. I saw his face getting.
And you're talking about a different camera angle as well, too, right?
Yeah, so a little more wider. So
Let me give you some. Let me give you some advice, okay?
Okay.
If you want to make us better, okay, less camera time for that guy back there, more camera time for this beautiful face over here.
he has to be done, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, fuck. Have you met Lisa yet? Actually, you contact Lisa? Well, Lisa's going to make sure you get paid and keeps this place operating. So, do you have her number, Nick? How does she get in touch with you? She get you over? All right. So, can you make sure that connection happens? That'd be cool.
I didn't get to record for you guys for Cincy in Vegas. I had my. I get you guys.
But I want you to pick all of them because we're going to save it.
No, I know.
Oh, I got Cincy. Yeah, I got Cincy.
I'll go
Who'd you take?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Is
that it?
I think that's another amazing story.
There's more games. Did we cover all the games?
Do you keep that coach, right? From Vegas?
No, he
Special
can't.
teams coach. You got to keep him. What are you fucking talking about?
I don't know.
Together amongst
He
the
did.
fucking
He
magic.
did. But I just think you want to go in a completely
Derek
different.
Carr held it together over there in Vegas. Without him, they wouldn't have made it as far as they did.
That's the first Derek Carr love I've ever heard in my
No, let
life.
me tell you something. I love Derek Carr. You want to know why?
Second Derek Carr.
Fresno State. My brother, Fresno State, right? So I'm a Bulldog for life.
He went to
Vicariously.
Fresno too. I know
Yeah.
Derek did. He
Yeah.
went to.
Yeah.
Not Derek.
So,
David.
you think, I agree, but do you don't think the coach deserves a little credit for that too?
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
can't say he's got nothing, but I mean,
I think.
I think without Derek Carr being the leader of that team that he was, I don't think it happens.
Now, was he the leader when everybody went onto the logo in Kansas City and looked like a complete jackass? Who was behind that one? Who was behind that one?
I doubt him.
Not him. He's a staunch.
I doubt him.
The Koff family, I've met them. They are staunch, legitimate Christians who they don't have bad words to say about anybody. They would never do anything like that. They are a different
Who's this?
fucking breed. The Koff family. They're
Oh, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm not saying he was behind. That's no way.
No, but
Yeah.
you know how religious they are, right? Yeah. They are devout. Like they're not playing.
Does that make them? I mean, you know that, but I don't want to say. I'm just saying a lot of overly religious people have a lot of shit to hide. I'm
Absolutely,
just saying.
yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah, absolutely.
Just
But,
saying.
you can say that. I say it right now. Most
Just
people
saying.
who
Sorry, Mom.
fucking
Hope you're in bed again. Hope you're not still watching.
However, this family, okay, they're not. They're just like when he talked about like the teammate getting to an accident. It's like, listen, it's like they live that life 24/7. They are one of the rare, totally genuine religious zealots that I've met in my life.
I can't get that picture of him on the side of the dude from Home Alone. I can't you ever seen that picture? Derek Carr with Harry.
Wet Bandits?
Yeah, not Harry, but Marv.
Marv.
No, yeah, Harry. Not Joe Pesci. Who's the other guy?
The other guy, Marv.
Marv. Yeah, Marv. So there's a picture of Derek Carr and Marv, and they look just like each other. And you'll never respect Derek Carr ever again. You'll just wait for him to fumble something, bungle something.
Mom's girl don't look like Derek Carr's girl.
Pull that up. Pull that
That
up.
I can bet you.
Pull that up. What, you're trying to say that guy couldn't Marv?
No.
Like, are we talking Marv in the movie or in real life?
I don't care what it is.
Dude, that picture's all time.
Yeah, it's loud.
Show that in a camera somewhere. I don't know what camera's live, but we got to show that somewhere. That picture's fantastic. You'll never respect Derek Carr. He's got the iron thing in his head. Look at that. So you can't unsee it now. You can't unsee it. You can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Harry.
Harry's on
Harry, we've reached the top.
Harry's on. So you get all that picture to keep track of him.
That guy just died in real life, by the way.
Oh, that guy?
Harry, the actor, yeah. Well, obviously,
All right.
not the movie guy.
So what else is there to talk about? Jimmy dismissive of the Olympics. I get it. NHL.
I was gonna love the NHL guy if I love
How
that
you make it on fantasy?
fantasy
NHL.
NHL.
Yeah.
Fourth in one league. I have the most insane team of all time in another league, and somehow I'm in fifth place. I don't know how that's happening. A lot of injuries, COVID times. Have taken guys out of the lineups during the week, but not as good as I want to be in one league, and better than I thought I was going to be in the other.
Before we go, anybody here expecting a professional sports shutdown?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
They'll go no crowds before they do that. And
That's
then,
what I'm talking about. That would be a shutdown.
a lot of soccer in Germany.
Yeah, that would be.
See, that's why I was telling Riley online when he was making that bet. Germany, there's no fans in the stands. Now, I don't know what it's going to be in was it Austria, I think, where Salzburg play.
Australia, they didn't even let Joker.
But that Salzburg team's home field advantage is legit. They're 11-0-1 at home this year, including 3-0 in the Champions League. That team, now Bayern should handle them. I agree with him. But that team's home advantage. They're loud, they're crazy, they're fiery, they're nuts. Yeah. So if they don't have a crowd in there, that makes that bet like 30,000 times better. Yeah. 30,000.
They're from Austria, right?
Austria, I think it's Austria.
I think it is,
which is pretty strict.
Yeah,
pretty strict.
So Europe, Australia's strict. Europe strict. So I don't think we're going to go to a total touchdown, but I do think that we could see.
That's bananas.
No
by the way,
fans.
if they do that. Can't do that.
Yeah. Okay, it's BadCatz Sports Podcast. We gave you the best we had. My man Jimmy brought the energy. My man Nick brought another part of the team. We just keep building brick by brick, baby. BadCatz Sports. We'll see you on Thursday. Nice job, everybody.